Hello friends, a warm welcome from Aussie's group. Hope you all are doing well. I'm Malcolm, your PT coach, and along with me I have Master Trainer Gaurang as well. Hello sir, how are you today?
I'm fine, Malcolm. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for being here, Gaurang. Gaurang, we have done almost 9 to 10 sessions before this one
Yes.
in our PT Live series. And today, again, a very important task of the reading module.
Right.
So, what can we say about that task, Gaurang?
Today's task is the first set of fill in the blanks that come in the reading module.
Right.
That is drag and drop fill in the blanks.
Right.
Or just reading fill in the blanks.
That's right.
Possibly the most or maybe the second most important task in the reading section because it contributes a lot of marks, carries a lot of weightage.
Right.
And if you don't understand it properly, it can be one of the most time consuming tasks.
Right, and it can just mess up your score as well if you don't do it the right way.
Yes. Malcolm, how many questions do we normally have in these?
Roughly around 4 to 5 questions. Can be generally between 2 to 5 questions.
Okay, but yeah, they have been mixing it up, so
Right.
there's no guarantee that you will have 5 or you will have 2.
That's right.
All right. And Malcolm, what is usually the pattern that is followed in this?
Right, so basically there's a small passage on your screen which will have few missing words. How many missing words? Maybe around 3 to 6. And right below the passage, we generally have double the number of options.
Okay.
So let's say we have a passage with 3 blanks, we'll have roughly 5 to 6 options. 4 blanks, maybe 7 to 8 options. Something like that that's what happens in the test.
And how long is usually the passage?
The passages are generally not very lengthy in this task. They are not lengthy. To be honest, they're not very lengthy.
And what kind of topics do the passages generally cover?
Many times they have a lot of academic topics because the name of the test itself is PT Academic.
Okay.
And also sometimes I've seen few topics dealing with literature, something like Impressionism. Such topics are covered in this task generally.
Okay. So it's a wide range of topics.
Wide
It's
range,
nothing
very wide
like
range.
It's going to be business or it's
No,
just
no,
going
no,
to be
nothing
academy
like
or nothing
that.
like
Nothing
that.
like that. No, no.
Okay. So what's the best way that students can prepare for this?
Very good question, Gaurang. Right at the start of the session you asked it. Many people have this question like, how do we improve in blanks? Now, one of the best ways, as you also know, as I also know, is you need to improve your reading skills.
Right.
Because reading depends a lot on reading. But also I'd like to be very frank with the advice which I have, that to solve this task, you need speed and accuracy both.
Correct.
And many times it happens that pure reading doesn't help in increasing the speed.
That's true.
It does help mainly with increasing the vocabulary and grasping power, but not necessarily the speed. Now, PT asks specifically these type of questions, so mainly you need to practice most of these type of questions.
Yes.
It will make your brain work faster.
Well, actually, if you look at it, everything about the PTE is a lot about practice.
Right, right.
Getting your speed
And
up
accuracy,
there.
that's right,
Yes.
that's right.
Because I think we can safely say this, that throughout PTE, you are going to be required to do a lot of speed reading.
Right.
Right? Not get really in-depth into it, but skimming, understanding, grasping quickly, and answering quickly.
And just to make matters light, I would like to share that when you Google, they want the test taker to, get ready that it's going to be a fast test.
Right.
Right.
So, guys, you can say that PTE is the Formula 1 of English tests.
Right, that's right.
Okay, Malcolm, what kind of words would be there that would fill up the blanks?
They could be reading. Mainly, you need to be good with your grammar. Also, you need to be good with your tenses.
Okay.
And in the blanks, many times you have verbs. Sometimes you'll also have small prepositions like in, on, at. Sometimes you can also have adverbs. Generally, adverbs end with ly. And also sometimes you can have adjectives.
So, it can be the full range of grammar.
Right, definitely. It will be the full range of grammar. And also the reason is that this task also affects your vocabulary score very heavily in the scorecard. So yes, grammar and vocabulary combined, 2 in 1.
What's the importance of collocations?
Very important, very good point you brought up, Gaurang. Collocations, very important topic. Now, what are collocations? For example, there are 2 types of collocations mainly. First are what we call academic collocation words.
Right.
And second are words which are collocated by grammar, so grammatical collocations. For example, we prepare for something, we do not prepare in or on something.
Right.
So the word prepare and for has to go together.
Okay.
Another example could be I make a living and I earn a living.
Okay,
But you cannot say have a living.
that's true.
Doesn't make any
Or
sense.
I am committed
Right.
to the cause.
Right.
You cannot say I am committed for the
For
cause.
the cause, that's right. To something, that's right.
So you are committed to something. These are grammatical
Grammatical
collocations.
That's right.
When we talk about regular collocations or academic collocations, then you can have words like World Wide Web.
Right.
That is a collocation. Or you can say academic performance.
That's right.
That is also an academic collocation.
Right.
There are hundreds of collocations that we use every day
Right.
in our vocabulary,
That's
but
right.
we are not really aware of them.
Right. And the good thing is that PT actually wants to help the test takers, and that's why they've given a list of academic collocations, and this list has roughly 2,500 collocations.
That is a massive list.
But also the thing is that PT has handpicked these collocations from a list of almost 25 million words. That's what they've written on the website.
Wow.
So when PT itself tells us that these are the most important collocations, obviously it's a no-brainer. We should go through the list at least once.
Absolutely. We have a question from Kamalpreet Singh. Thank you for asking the question and for joining us live, Kamalpreet. Some tutors in the market say that do not attempt multiple choice, multiple answers in reading and listening, as these questions waste time. What is your opinion, sir? Malcolm, what would you like to say to that?
Now this can be construed in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, do not attempt multiple choice questions. What does it mean? You just leave them. Obviously, no point leaving them.
Yes, you should not skip them totally.
At least if you want to try your luck, you can just mark one of the options.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's right, you get 1. Even if it's wrong, you get a 0.
Right. So, Kavalpreet, the idea here is that you should not be ignoring or skipping any questions.
Right.
Ideally, if you are not sure of the answer, just select one option which seems to be the best answer. Select that and click next and move on.
Right.
Yes, you should not be wasting too much time on it. Most tutors are unanimous in saying that you should not be wasting too much of time on it, because on an average you have got only about 2 minutes to answer each question throughout the test. Okay, so don't ignore it completely, but don't waste too much of time either. Just select one option, move on, and you're done.
Right, that's right. So we hope we answered your question, Kavalpreet.
Yeah. In case you have any other questions, you can always write to us directly or leave a comment on this video, and we will be happy to get back to you.
Right.
Okay. Well, getting back to our topic of fill in the blanks.
Right.
So as we said, there are 3 to 5 blanks in a passage, and we will have 2 to 5 passages.
Right.
What is the scoring pattern?
Right. Now, very straightforward scoring is there in blanks. For every right blank, you get plus 1 point. The word they use is credit. For every wrong blank, you get 0 credit.
Okay, so there's no negative marking.
Not at all. There is no negative marking at all. So roughly, you can just imagine 3 to 5 questions per question. Let's say 3 to 6 blanks. So roughly, you can imagine around 15 to 20 credits or points from this task.
That is a lot of credits.
Lot of marks, lot of points. Yes, that's right.
Now, again, this is something that you need to understand here. It's credits, not marks. They haven't specified as to whether a credit equals a mark. So it could be that some credits carry more than 1 mark weightage, and some credits carry less than 1 mark weightage.
Right.
So what we have found from experience is that these give a lot of marks for your reading score.
Right. So in short, actually the only target in PT should be 90 each. And if you're looking for 90 each, you need to get these blanks correct anyhow, because in PT, reading is the trickiest module generally, along with listening. And depending on the vocabulary, reading can become difficult just like that.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's the problem.
Another question that a lot of students often have is, how are these blanks different from the other blanks that come in reading?
The other blanks which come are called reading and writing fill in the blanks, which means that also they are drop down blanks. You click on the arrow, you see options, you select one.
Right.
Now, obviously, since the name is reading and writing, those blanks also affect your writing score very heavily.
Okay.
But these blanks do not affect your writing score.
Right.
That's
Now,
the main difference.
These are drag and drop blanks. As you explained at the start, you have the passage at the top and then the words at the bottom.
Right.
What is the care that students should take when they are dragging and dropping?
Right. First thing is that generally I would suggest that
even if you read the PTE guideline, I think there's mentioned somewhere that try to solve questions of blanks in roughly 1.5 to 2 minutes, otherwise you're just wasting time. So first 10-15 seconds, because these passages are short in length, you can just quickly skim through the passage.
Correct.
So that it gives us an idea of the context of the passage. And always, personally, I think that context is the king in PTE. If you understand the context, you can't go wrong in anything. Even if believe me, even if you're poor in your English, still to get 65 should be not difficult at all.
Right.
So first thing is understand the context, and after that, just start with one of the options.
Okay. I have often seen a lot of students, they say, sir, we filled in the blanks when they do practice tests with her. So
Right.
we dragged and dropped it.
Right.
But then when we were checking, it was showing as if we did not fill that up. Why does that happen?
As in, did not fill up
As in they dragged it and dropped it.
Right.
Right. But when we are checking it,
Right.
it shows that they did not attempt the blank.
That should not happen in the case generally.
Okay. Well,
wouldn't know.
one of the things that I have found, I will of course need your confirmation on this, is
Right.
that if when you are dragging and dropping it, if less than 50% of that word goes into the blank,
in
it
the box.
just
It
snaps
does. It
back.
comes back.
It comes back.
So yes,
Right.
you need to replace it again in
Yes.
the blank. Yes, that's
And
right.
is it possible to reverse the answers?
Oh,
Can you track
definitely,
it?
definitely. Before you click next, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your game. You do whatever you want to do.
Okay, okay. Well, is there anything else that affects this particular task in reading?
One thing I would like to suggest that, as I said, the main advantage of reading it full first is whichever word you understand, you place that word first.
Correct.
So that obviously one option is less, and you have saved some time as well. So guaranteed you get that 1 point, and less options mean less confusion generally. That's why I suggest to skim it first. It generally helps in the test.
And does the method of elimination that we have spoken so often work here?
Definitely. If you're not sure about any blank, don't stop. Don't waste time there. Don't stop. Just keep on going forward. Come back to it later. You still have enough time to
Right.
see it. Yeah.
As in, it's not about going to the next question and coming back. That is not an option.
Yes.
Just don't waste time on that particular blank in that particular passage.
Right. That's right.
Move on to the next one. Try and complete as many as you can.
Right.
Then come back to read this.
Right. Now, many times also people ask in general that how do we work on our grammar? Because even grammar is such a vast thing.
Yes.
So generally, I just say one thing, that work on something which is very important, which is called subject, verb, object, predicates. If you're good with predicates, mainly the subject, verb, object placement, believe me, however difficult the blank is, if you understand it once well, throughout your life you'll not make any mistake in blanks mainly.
And in blanks, we also often come across simple changes. Sam goes to the temple,
Right.
and the other one would be Sam and Christian go to the temple.
Go to the temple.
They will
right.
have given goes and go,
Go both.
in the
Right.
options.
Right.
And a lot of people make a mistake over there because they do not understand that when the noun is singular,
Right.
the verb becomes es.
Yes, that's
the
right.
noun is plural, or there are more than one nouns. The verb becomes
Without
just
the S.
without the es.
Right, that's
You
right.
need to be aware of these as well when you are doing the reading and writing, or the drag and drop fill in the blanks, that is the reading fill in the blanks. It applies in both places.
That's right.
So this is the basics of grammar
Right,
that we
grammar,
are talking about over
grammar.
here.
Very important.
And we cannot stress enough on the importance of grammar for your reading section, especially for your fill in the blanks.
That's true. Also, one more thing which I can add is even when vocabulary fails and even when grammar fails, try to make some sense of the tone of the passage.
Right.
For example, he has a harsh tone. So, or he has a harsh voice. What does it mean mainly? It's something negative.
Yes.
And something like she has a sweet voice. So it's telling something positive about that statement. So
Correct.
the next blank should or could be something in sync with that tone.
Yes.
So generally very important indicator as well.
Unless it is said she has a sweet voice, but,
But yes, so again
and if
tone.
there is a
yes,
but,
yes.
if there is a but, then you can automatically understand that after that they are trying to say something opposite to what
Right.
has been written.
Right.
So these are clear indicators, and often just reading the sentence gives you a clear idea of what that sentence is trying to say. So you might not know the exact word that needs to come in there,
Right.
but if you are sure of the meaning, and if you look at the options given below,
Right.
and eliminate the ones for which you know that it is not the
Not
right,
the right one.
you can arrive at a safe conclusion as to which will be the correct one.
Correct. Right.
I think we have covered everything that needs to come into this particular reading fill in the blanks, drag and drop fill in the blanks. Is there anything that you can recall, Malcolm?
Not really. I think we have covered most of the things.
Yes, we have actually given you a lot of information that we would usually share in our class.
Right. And we also have one more question.
Sometimes we get difficult fill in the blanks, unable to decide how to deal with it. Even sometimes we have no knowledge about the subject of that passage. Let me know how to deal with those difficult ones. Good question, Nida. We already did a small discussion on this. We will once again elaborate on it. Malcolm, if you can do the honors.
Now, first thing is that you are right. We may have difficult passages where we may not know the meaning of the words, neither the context. But Nida, since this is a test, everything you should not expect it to be easy. Generally, there is one passage in drag and drop blanks, and generally also could be one more passage in the drop down blanks, where even after solving the blank, you'll not have the confidence.
Right.
Even happens to us, I think. We are no exceptions. So it's not that everything is going to be easy, but still, as I said, you will have to use the main grammar in the sentence.
Yes.
Generally, the words before and after the blanks. For example, we gave the example of the word prepare for. Now, let's say there's a blank and there are two options, foresee for and prepare for.
Correct.
Now, the right answer will be what? Prepare for, not foresee for.
Correct.
Because you cannot have the word for after the word foresee.
Yes.
Something like that. Prepare for the future, foresee for the future. You can't write that.
You can only say foresee the future. You
That's
cannot say
right.
foresee for the future.
Right.
So you need to understand the grammatical
Grammar,
collocations.
that's right.
Even if you don't understand the full context
Yes.
or the exact meaning of the passage, if you know your grammar, more often than not, you will find that just with grammar,
You can solve them.
you can solve the question.
That's right.
Also, with relation to this, you will come across tough ones. You will come across words in there which will confuse you.
Yes.
You might have something like foresee and predict.
Right.
You will be confused.
Very similar.
Predict the future,
Right.
foresee the future.
Right.
Which one goes in there? Both would seem correct. However, if you have read the passage, if you have read the sentence before it
that,
and the
that's
sentence after it, more often than not, it will be the grammar that will tell you,
guide you, yeah.
which will be the correct word to fit into that blank.
Right. Because unfortunately there is no, shortcut to get 90 in reading.
Yes.
If you're getting 90 in reading, then obviously you need to be good with English, or you need to be lucky, or both.
Yes. And for reading, there's only one sure short way, and that is
Practice.
to
A lot of
practice,
yeah.
practice, and practice.
Practice. That's right. That's right. And if you want to get better, then I think you can just practice blanks from other tests, like even TOEFL, I think.
Yes,
Slightly
TOEFL,
better than
GRE,
GRE,
GMAT,
yeah,
everywhere. Wherever you can find English, fill in the blanks, just start solving them.
Right. Because generally the level could be a bit higher than
Yes,
PT, so it
yes.
definitely helps.
And of course, fill in the blanks are possibly the oldest question types in an English test.
Right.
We have been doing fill in the blanks, I guess, from the time we started learning English.
True, that's true.
It would earlier be just one sentence, 4 words and then a blank, 3 words and then a blank, and then we started going to more and more complex fill in the blanks. So this is just a natural progression in that.
Right.
If you have been studying English from the start, this should not be a challenge. Right? Nida, thank you once again for asking the question, and do let us know if you have any further doubts. We would be happy to help you out, and we would be happy to give you the answers.
Definitely.
Malcolm, how have our scores been for the last week?
Fantastic, Gaurang. Even this week, we have got 2 more students who have got scores of perfect 90. One of their names is Tejas. He's from India.
Okay.
Tejas took the PT test for the first time, and he got a score of 90 each.
That's amazing.
So fantastic. And another of our students is named Asif. He has not got 90 each, but he has got 90, 90, 90, and 89.
That's
So
almost 90.
each, but still overall score of 90. So even this week has been pretty good for us, I would say.
Right. So we continue our streak of
Right.
90s, and we are only working to improve it
That's
further.
right. That's right. Because believe us, friends, it's not difficult to get 90 each. If Tejas, a first-time test taker, can get 90, why can't us? Why can't we? So it's not difficult, but you need that right temperament. You need the right frame of mind, because under pressure, even the best of the best people crumble.
Yes.
If you're relaxed, if you have like a positive attitude towards the test, and if you don't take it like a test, basically you'll get your score pretty soon.
Look to have fun in whatever you are doing.
That's true.
Enjoy giving the test. Go there with a relaxed mind and keep your wits about you.
Right.
That is the most important thing.
Right.
Right. A lot of students come to us saying, sir, we finished the test in 2 hours 10 minutes. How can I do that? But you can finish the test in 2 hours 10 minutes and still get perfect 90s. If we look at it, historically what I have seen is that those students who have completed the test faster are usually the ones who have scored the best.
Right. And also I'd like to share, like, sometimes you do see a few questions in the test which you have prepared before, and suddenly you get that adrenaline rush.
Yes.
You feel, really excited. And generally those are the students, unfortunately, who miss out on their 79.
Correct.
On the other hand, there have been many cases with me, even with you should have been few cases, that people come after the test, they say it was so difficult, I don't know what will happen.
And they will score 90.
They get their score. They get their
Yes.
score.
Yes. There have been a lot of such examples.
Right.
There have been a lot of people who said, sir, I could not do anything in the test.
Right.
It was so tough.
So difficult.
I missed this fill in the blank. I think I did not write the right from dictation correctly. And then when they get the scores, they are
Surprised. Yeah,
surprised
totally
because
surprised.
they said they missed reading fill in the blanks and they get a 90 in reading. They say
Right.
they missed a right from dictation and they get perfect 90s in writing and in listening.
Right.
So it's often just your belief
Right, that you
that you
get
have
a
done
90.
exceptionally well or not that great.
Right.
Right? All that you need to have is confidence,
That's true.
and everything else will fall in place.
That's right.
Ah, we have just a funny comment from someone. Thank you for that. Fill in the blanks can sometimes be funny, and it can sometimes be stressful as well.
That's right.
Malcolm, what are we taking up for next week?
Next week, we'll be taking up another very important task in reading, which is called reorder paragraphs.
Possibly the one task that gives a lot of students nightmares.
Right. It's not that easy. It's not that difficult.
Yes.
But if not done in the right way, it will waste a lot of time.
Yes.
For sure. That's one thing.
It's a very logical task.
Yes.
You understand the logic, you can be in and out in 30 seconds flat.
That's true.
Well, Malcolm, that should wrap up our session for today. We have had another great week. We are looking forward to more great weeks.
Definitely.
And we will be back with our live session next Thursday. Till then, stay tuned with us. Keep working hard towards your PTE scores. And remember, think PTE, think Aussies. Cheers.